In this short video, I'm going to show you how it is that media organizations actually control what you believe. You probably have never realized it, but your brain gets hijacked all the time.
Sleep.
And it happens through what's called your limbic system. This is the part between your ears that takes care of all of your emotions. And whenever your emotions get a little bit higher, it completely overshadows and overpowers your neocortex, which is where you probably think all of your decisions are made. And the legacy media outlets, they are well trained in knowing how to hijack your brain. Let me start by saying that Sigmund Freud's nephew, his name was Edward Bernays. In the 1920s, he's the guy that got us to start eating bacon and eggs for breakfast. Before that happened, no one ever did that. He was also behind the campaign that got women to start smoking cigarettes. And he's the guy who got the United States government to change the name of the propaganda department to the Department of Public Relations. It's all about hijacking the emotion center of your brain. Here's how they do it to you using the news media. The model I'm going to show you is not my own. Many other psychologists teach this online, but it's called the FATE model, and that's the letters F-A-T-E. F stands for focus, A stands for authority, T stands for tribe, and E stands for emotion. And those things have to happen in this order. This is the same system that is engaged when the government uses psyops to distract you from something that's going on and get your attention thinking of something else. The network news takes over your brain by first establishing the F word, and that is focus. Part of this is interrupting whatever it is that your brain predicts is going to happen. It's going to engage the same process in your brain as when you're driving your car and everything is going fine, but all of a sudden, those blue and red lights show up in your rearview mirror and you hear that siren going. Notice how everything that you're thinking about changes. This is because the cycle that your brain has predicted that you would be going through has been interrupted. That causes you to give your focus. So all they've got to do is start with flashing lights, maybe dropping some text on the screen in the lower third that will grab your attention. They'll use imagery that shocks you, and they may use teasers so you will feel compelled to stick around and pay attention. You are hyperwired in your DNA to respond with absolute focus anytime anything that is a basic thing in your life is threatened. And if any of that feels threatened, we are compelled by our own DNA to be laser focused on solving this problem. The next thing that they will do is move to the A word, and that is authority. That means that they must be seen as an authority figure in your eyes. This is the same tactic that is used in brainwashing if you've seen cults. This is the same tactic that is used in mind control when it comes to the government. The news media will put themselves in this position in your life. And the way that they will grab you in this way is they will begin to run statistics, and they will bring on what they will call experts, and these experts will lend their personal opinions, and you will automatically assume that as fact. And if they're on this news station, that means to you, because of an association bias in your brain, that if that person who is an authority is on this news station, therefore this news station is also an authority. And they will use subliminal messaging at the same time, where you will see the logo of the news station being flashed while they're talking about this expert. And every time that they bring up this expert, they will usually squeeze in the name of the network that they work for. And then what you will do, again, cognitive biases in your brain will be putting information together, and you will automatically see this news network must be trusted because they have experts, and these experts have all the answers. So now that they've got your focus and they've convinced you that they're an authority, this is where the heavy lifting begins to take place. And the third letter is T, and that stands for tribe. Remember, every human being, with very few exceptions, doesn't want to be kicked out of the tribe. This is why the bandwagon effect in psychology is so powerful. This is another thing that is wired into your DNA. And that's because in ancient times, if you disagreed with the tribe, you were cast out from the tribe. No reproduction, no children, no food, no life. After all these things are in line, then we'll move to the E word, and the E word is your emotion. How do they grab your emotion? It's simple. They use a buildup in a story. They use sometimes what is called a human felt needs component, meaning they'll bring someone on that'll have a common issue that many other people struggle with, and you will immediately relate to them through empathy and through sympathy. And then what they will say is, after the commercial break, as soon as we come back, we're going to show you why this happened to this person's family. And at the same time, we're going to show you the actual statistics and the cities where the well water that is poisonous for this family will also poison your family. And you can't wait to get back from the commercial break because your emotions have been tagged, one, with the empathy and sympathy for the person that they've got on, and two, because all of a sudden it may affect you. So they're counting on your brain chemistry and the hijacking that they're doing of your emotional system to make you into a zombie that must listen to what they are saying. And it works. Once that happens, you will then buy whatever narrative is being pushed. And this is usually called, at least recently in the last few years, fake news. Do you know that they don't actually have to convince you that they are right? They only have to convince you that everyone else is convinced that they are right, and then you won't want to go against what everyone else is thinking. They don't have to convince you with their analysis. They only have to convince you that everyone else is convinced, and you will likely go along with the crowd because no one wants to be ostracized by the tribe. And remember, if you feel like you're on the wrong side of that, you will feel outnumbered. Your psychological system, all of your emotions will work against you. And guess what happens? You won't fight back. And what does the fake news say when you will no longer fight back? Mission accomplished.